remember that journey like it was yesterday. Well, maybe it was really yesterday, but anyway, a while ago I saw The Legend of the Titanic, which was one of the worst animated movies that I have ever witnessed. It had talking dolphins with magical moonbeams or whatever, jail sharks, and an old mouse that tells his grandkids saying nobody died on the sinking of the Titanic. It was not only a terrible movie, but it was also insulting an actual historic event. But apparently it happened again. I saw another animated Titanic movie. No, the other one. That's the one. But there's no surprise here, I didn't enjoy this movie at all. So here I am asking myself, which one is worse? Well, seeing that I already tackled the other animated Titanic movie, I figured to try out on this one. Now, some can argue that this is the animated Titanic movie that started this stupid trend of animated Titanic movies, but it's not. This movie came in almost a year after the release of The Legend of the Titanic. So yeah, we're going to take a look at a movie that ripped off at another ripoff. Welcome to another episode of the Wonder Reviews. Let's get on board the Titanic again, because this is Titanic: The Legend Goes On. It is at this point where this is one of the most unoriginal movies of all time. But first, let's talk about the plot. A girl named Angelica is going aboard the Titanic in hopes of finding her long-lost birth mother. She lives with her stepmother and stepsisters who are treating her like a slave, but she encounters a boy on the ship, and of course they start falling for each other. And throughout the journey on the Titanic, there's mice, dancing, surviving the sinking of the Titanic, and a rapping dog. Oh no! Party time, everybody's feeling bad 'cause it's party time. But before we get to that, the reason why this movie is unoriginal is that not only did it rip off the James Cameron film, but it even ripped off a lot of other animated films, including Cinderella, 101 Dalmatians, An American Tail, Anastasia, and much more. It's not just the characters, but also their scenarios. Everything else in this movie is just obscure and inconsistent. One scene has a dog rescuing the mice from the cats, then he suddenly sings a rap song. Would you expect any of this from a Titanic movie? Oh, and after the song is over, they never addressed it again. So yeah, this is just awful as the other animated movie. Is it really worse than the other one? I guess not. I mean, give it some credit, they never mentioned no one died on that fateful day, and the animals don't actually talk to the humans with some magical moonbeams nonsense. Not really defending this movie, because it is still bad for being completely unoriginal. With a movie that is nothing but a ripoff, don't expect any likable characters in this. Every character you find here is a ripoff of a character from a classic animated film. William is the generic love interest that vows to ever be with Angelica. Maxie is the ripoff of Fightful from American Tail but lacks any personality. William's nanny is the sweet old lady who lost her daughter years ago, and you can guess where this plot thread goes. And Angelica's stepmother is the obvious Lady Tremaine ripped off, along with the ripped off stepsister. For everyone else aboard the ship, there is no point to either have them on the Titanic or even name them. All you can remember from them as the detective, the Mexican mice, the not Cruella de Vil character, and her bumbling henchman, the singer, the guy that either acts more like a thief and wants to hit on the singer, and the sweet old lady that looks after two kids even though they never address that she is the mother of these two kids. The only character that is almost this close to being an actual character is Angelica. And that's just because she has this personal goal where she wants to find her lost mother. But too bad, she's just a bland poor girl and that's all we know about her.
You know nothing about me.
No matter if they're either generic or a ripoff, I can guarantee no one will miss these characters, even if they survive the sinking of the Titanic. If you think the story or characters are bad, I have yet to touch upon the animation. For the most part, it feels like the animators didn't even try to put any quality in this film and just want their paychecks as quickly as possible. For the character designs, all these characters are uninspiring as the characters themselves, and that includes the humans and animals, which is why all these characters look like they were taken directly from a Disney or Don Bluth film. It's like if the animator watched another animated movie, copy and paste the original design, and change the colors and sometimes their looks. Even when they didn't copy and paste the character designs, all the other characters are just bland and generic. With the character animation, it is badly rendered, making the entire movie feel like a bad Zelda CDI game. In addition, the lip movements never match what the characters are saying. Even the backgrounds like Angelica's talent and the Titanic's interior look unengaging. If you think it doesn't get any lazier than that, it gets worse. About 80% of this movie keeps repeating the same animation frame over and over again whenever they perform a musical number or a big event like a dance or evacuate the Titanic.
If you're feeling blue stuff, there's something that you can do stuff.
And to answer your question from earlier, the songs are just terrible. I wouldn't even consider this a musical because there are only 3 songs. Party Time is outdated, the Mexican Mice song is offensive, and Hold Me Never Let Me Go is the forgettable love song. The only positive thing in the animation is the small bits of CGI on the Titanic. Although the scenes where the ship sank doesn't look great, the scenes and the camera angles on the Titanic sailing is actually not that bad. But beside that, there is really nothing spectacular about the animation in the entire movie. I'm not saying it. I am not saying this is worse than the other animated Titanic movie, but I can say this is still a terrible movie. Titanic The Legend Goes On is just horrible. Nothing is original or unique. The story, the characters, the animation, the musical numbers, everything in this movie is just bland, cringeworthy, and a complete rip-off. You already know my recommendation. This is a movie that you should not watch, unless you want to find out which animated Titanic movie is worse. So yeah, this belongs to the Flames of Failure, just like its cousin. Just be glad it didn't begin with a mouse saying no one died on Titanic and they were rescued by talking dolphins, whales, and a giant octopus. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to find an orchestra to commemorate this condolence. Thank you for watching my video. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe me to share your thoughts. And stay tuned every week for a new review and other project. See you soon.